Okay, this is the first rules training video for Bar-Lev. We're going to be looking at unit identification to start with. Now, this is one of the areas that I think they've done really well. You've got this play aid here with these unit identification examples. And it pretty much covers everything here. Let's have a look. Artillery. Yeah, artillery ones are usually... You've obviously got this NATO symbol for an artillery in the middle there, which is straightforward. You've also got an artillery range in the top left, and also anything that's artillery, the bottom left of the counter has a value in a yellow box as well. Okay, the rest of it in the middle, you've got your defensive strength. That yellow box is your artillery bombardment strength, and you've got your movement allowance along the bottom. That thing in the top right is your unit identification. That's really important during setup. I mentioned that, and unless you've got good eyes, you might probably end up with a magnifying glass to read those correctly. HQs, you've got a command range, and you've got a huge, great HQ in the middle of it, so they're pretty easy to identify as well. Regular units, you've got unit type in the middle. Now notice this armoured one here is it's got a NATO symbol, but there's a set of alternate counters, which I'm using the alternate counters. For example, they all have tank silhouettes on them instead of NATO symbol. Just make sure you separate those out and put the ones which you're not using off to one side. Anti-aircraft units, they've got an artillery range, but the artillery range, instead of being in a black box, is in a blue. Sorry, a black box with a white number in it. It's a black box with a blue number in it. Also, you've got your unit type symbols. If you're up on your NATO symbols, you'll recognise which types are anti-aircraft. You've also got down the bottom left, it'll have a letter, like it's anti-aircraft fire only, for an A. Now the anti-aircraft units, their actual firepower and everything, as far as I understand it, are on a chart, on a player aid chart. Yeah, they are. You've got all your SAMs and AAs with all your ranges, etc. on them, and what they need to hit. Okay, but as you say, they're identified by the fact they've got A for anti-aircraft, or they could have S in the bottom left hand corner for a SAM site. See an example of a SAM site counter there. Again, artillery range, it's a blue number in a black box. SAM fire only, as I said, bottom left. We've got your fortifications. There's lots of little fortifications all over the board. The Syrians have got forts dotted all over the plains heading towards Damascus. The Israelis have got fortifications on the Bar-Lev line, and they've also got, which is on the canal, and you've also got them all over the Golan Heights as well. Air units, a lot more straightforward. You have an air-to-air rating, an air-to-ground rating, thing that tells you what each unit does, whether it's a fighter, bomber, or transport. You've also got a model identification. Serviceability and recovery is basically if a plane's flown, if you want to get it back to fly another mission, you've got to roll for its recovery. You've also got helicopters in there with their movement allowances. You've got your NATO unit size stuff, ground unit NATO types. These are your generic types. Now it's got all your specific types under each thing. type of classes they are, all your anti-aircraft stuff. It's got notes on command levels, ground units with no stripes. See these command level, I've already said that the centre big thick band is your actual brigade, whereas these two little stripes above and below that band are your command level, which represents what division you're in. So it's saying basically units with no stripes are non-divisional units. Now that's something I didn't know. A ground unit with narrow stripes is a non-divisional unit as part of an independent brigade. Now those stripes are narrow enough as it is. Even my eyesight, I couldn't determine there was any difference there. Yeah, I can see it now. Whew, that's difficult to see. Right, a ground unit with a wide stripe in a command level position on the counter is a divisional unit. Yeah, but these wide stripes are coloured. They're not coloured in the way you think they are. Like your divisional ones here have got a divisional colour, but the ones in the brigades below have got the bands of that colour around those actual brigades. It takes a lot of getting used to, but once you've got it in your head, it's not that difficult. Also, a ground unit with a wide and a narrow stripe in the command level position is a divisional unit as part of a divisional brigade. Well, I'll be honest with you, if you can see those without squinting or using a magnifying glass half the time, you're a better person than I am. I think I can understand, based on what I know about it, what units are actually divisional assets, what belong to specific brigades within divisions, and what are independents. So I'm fine with that. But looking at that particular chart, I'd say that's good. That really is good. That's an excellent chart, and I can't criticize that at all. Okay, that will do for unit types.